All right, guys, so we're doing a little fun video on the channel. I took one of these Tactacam REVEAL X Pros and I put it up over a pile of walleye scraps. I did a little short on the channel a little while back and gave it a few weeks. All right, everybody, I am out in the woods doing some preseason prep. I'm hanging some Tactacam REVEAL X Pro trail cameras, and I just happened to get back from Lake Erie today. We had a 3-man limit of walleye, and as you can see, I got a bunch of fish scraps in this bin. So I figure, why not have some fun with this? I'm going to hang a Tactacam REVEAL X Pro over my spot where I'm going to be dumping these scraps, and we'll see what comes in over the next few days. Hopefully I can do a full video on the channel for you guys. Hopefully I'll get a lot of good animals coming into this to feed off of it. It'll be just out of fun and curiosity. And kind of saw the results, which were very, very surprising, to say the least, the different animals that came into this REVEAL Tactacam X Pro. Tactacam has sent us these cameras to use on the channel. They've been awesome. Just one of the best cameras, I think, that you could definitely get on the market right now. There's some better ones out, actually, since these models came out, but these are the ones they sent us, so these are the ones we use. And I think they're just awesome. The footage is great. But what I will say is, even with the lithium batteries in this camera, within only a few days of putting this camera up over the fish scrap pile in the woods, even the lithium battery went dead. So I only have 2 days worth of footage, but trust me, it was plenty. Different animals, very, very surprising. So, and just as a side note, I reached out to our DEC office here in Western New York just to confirm that this was an okay legal thing to do. You cannot bait wildlife for the purpose of hunting. You can't feed wildlife, which this didn't qualify as either, because this is just a normal dumping spot in the woods. And you cannot also dump the fish scraps anywhere near a public water source. There's a certain foot, I believe it's like 100 feet or something like that, which I wasn't concerned. I was nowhere near that distance to any kind of water source, no streams, creeks, anything like that whatsoever. So with that being said, here's the footage of the Tactacam REVEAL X Pro over the walleye scraps for a few days, and it was quite surprising. All right, guys, I'm going to do a little voiceover here on the video. I had to delete so much footage, and I also had to speed up the footage. As you can see, my first visitor, probably the most surprising visitor I had, it was a fisher. We don't have fishers that much in Western New York. They're just now kind of making a comeback, and this was pretty cool to see one visit the pile, the very first animal to visit the pile. I had seen one in this section of woods last year, and I have not seen any since, so this is pretty interesting to see a fisher like that just come in and help himself to the pile. Next is raccoons. We had so many different raccoons come in, some real big ones like this one, and then the possums, of course. The possums, I had to delete so much footage of possums. They just kept coming in at all angles for 2 full days, and I have to think that it was several different possums that were coming in, because they were all different sizes, they were all different groups. Sometimes it was just a group of small ones, and other times it was a group of big ones. And then we had deer, as you can see, this buck. Pretty cool to see a buck come in. I think it was more out of curiosity. And then the doe here. This was close to a trail, so I would have to imagine they were just passing by and kind of noticed it, and they kind of made their way past it. Here we got some animals kind of interacting with each other, the possums and the raccoons. You can see the possum, he's not too happy that this big raccoon, he's sitting right on the pile and kind of helping himself. He's taking what he wants. So it's kind of a little bit of a back and forth. You can see right now that possum is kind of standing off to the side, just being careful until the big raccoon kind of makes his way away for a bit, and then he helps himself. So again, it was just constant possums. I couldn't believe how many possums were in this area, just one after another. And like I said earlier, this lithium battery, they weren't lithium AA's. This was a lithium cartridge battery in this Tactacam, and there was just so much constant action going on between all these animals that battery went dead within that 48 hours, give or take, that I had this camera set up over the pile here. So again, more possums. It just didn't stop with these possums. It was just crazy. Sometimes they come in, sometimes they fight a little bit. And then, of course, you know, they mixed in with all kinds of other animals that would come in. So I did get a lot of daytime footage also, but it just seemed like this nighttime footage was a lot clearer to show on the video. And again, it was just a lot of, you know, possums and things that I had already had on video at night. So I kind of stuck with a lot of the nighttime video that we had. But just super interesting to watch these animals come in and kind of do their thing. You can see this little guy here, he's just trying to pull something big off the pile. And it went on for hours and hours of these possums, guys. So I'm not going to show you all the different videos of just the possums here. Like I said, I deleted a ton of footage. But we did get into some other animals, as you can see coming up. As the possums were here, we started having some other visitors make their way to the pile. We had some skunks, we had some fox. That footage is going to be coming up in just a second here. If you look on the sides, you'll start seeing some other animals make their way in. Here comes a fox right now, and he kind of chased off that possum. And this guy here, he made several visits to the pile, back and forth, probably taking it somewhere. Maybe they got some young ones or something, not sure, but as you can see, the possum scatter. There's a skunk on the right side there. He kind of made his way in a little bit, but then the fox came back, scared them away, and the fox helped himself a little bit, kind of really cautious, ran off with some more, came back again, and he kind of took a bunch too. One thing I will say, guys, is what we did not have for some reason is coyotes. I think the coyotes in the area were just a little bit too cautious to come in. There probably was some human scent around the pile. The foxes didn't care. You know, the raccoons didn't care. The possums didn't care. But I think the coyotes, they're just a little bit too leery to come in to feed off a pile like this. But these other animals, they had no problem at all. Here's another raccoon. This guy was a giant too, just a huge raccoon. And he helped himself for a while also. Pretty cool seeing all these different animals. This Tactacam footage is just awesome, guys. If you guys haven't tried these Reveal by Tactacam trail cameras, you should check these out. Tactacam sent us these cameras to use on the channel last year, and we've been using them for a few years now and just been testing them out, you know, testing them against other cameras, and these really are, in my opinion, the top of the line. I love the durability of the cameras, as well as the footage that you get. I just think you can't beat it compared to these other brands that we've tried. I just love, you know, the video clips that we get, just like these, just awesome. And this camera does 15-second video clips, as opposed to the Model 3s, Reveal 3s that are out right now. They do like 30-second clips. So the 15 seconds was enough for, you know, what we use and what we like. It seems to be working out really good for us on the channel. So, but as you can see, the footage just went on and on and on. And like I said, I just shortened so much of this up. I took so much out that I can't even tell you how much I deleted just to get, you know, just the clips that are on this video right now. But anyways, yeah, guys, it was a lot of fun doing this. A lot of fun watching these animals. The huge variety that we had, like this fox again that came in, and just seeing how these animals interacted was really cool. So it was kind of an experiment, just something fun to do on the channel, and I'm not sure if we'll be doing too much more of this as far as a trail camera, like the separate trail camera footage like this. I kind of, you know, stick some clips in here or there, but this was it. This was fun. It was a good time doing this and just kind of seeing how things played out. But Anyways, that's the footage that we got over the course of about 48 hours. And yeah, these are the animals. So it was a really, really fun thing to do. All right, guys, so that's it. Awful lot of different animals, a whole bunch of different kind of species. I was very surprised, even with the deer that came in, surprisingly. And the very first animal being the fisher, we rarely see those in New York State. That was a real surprise to me. I have seen one of those in that same block of woods about a year ago, and it was just before it got light out, and I couldn't get any footage of it. It actually came like right underneath me in Colton, and super cool. I was like 90% that it was a fisher, but again, I couldn't get the camera on it to really get some video of it. But now I know for sure there's definitely fishers back in those woods. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're coming up on like 5,500 just about subscribers, so super happy with the way the channel has gone. And if you can like down below for me also, if you like this kind of video, it certainly helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.